welcome to the class of database management system. Today I am going to discuss about structured query language, that is SQL queries, and it is the language of the database in which we are supposed to interact with the database with the help of queries, and in return we are receiving the table of records as a result. So, what is the objective of my today's lecture and what will be the outcome? Objective is to operate queries in SQL, and outcome is I will be able to retrieve the data using various queries. I am discussing about the same in the upcoming slides. So, what is SQL? So, first of all, I am supposed to give you the overview about what is structured query language. It is the programming language for relational database. Why relational database? In order to show the relationship between the two tables, we use structured query language so that we can fetch the data as and when required from the database. So it is designed over the relational algebra and tuple relational calculus. SQL comes as a package with all the major distributions of RDBMS. In your subject, you are going to study about only DBMS, that is database management system. RDBMS is a relational database management system in which you are supposed to study about the calculus and algebra in detail. So I am just giving you the overview about the basic database structure. So what is SQL? SQL comprises both data definition, data manipulation language. Now what is data definition? Data definition mean to say we are supposed to define the schema of the database. We are supposed to define the structure of the database in which our data is to be stored. How our data is to be stored, how our data is to be stored at a particular location so that it would be easy for the any end user or client to retrieve the data as and when required. Next is data manipulation language. What does data manipulation language mean? Data manipulation language mean to say that if there are any updations that are required, for example, if I am supposed to insert a new record in a particular database or in the existing database, then it should reflect those changes. If I am supposed to delete the existing database or delete existing record, then it could reflect those changes. And if there are any updations that are required in the already written database, then it is easy for me to manipulate the same with the help of data manipulation languages commands. So using the data definition properties of the SQL, one can design and modify the database schema. Yes, whereas the data manipulation properties allow SQL to store the data and retrieve the data from the database. So next is what are the characteristics of SQL? What are the characteristics that will uniquely define the SQL? That is, it allows the user to create the database, to update the database, to delete the database, and retrieve the data from the database. So these are the four basic functions of the SQL. So it is very simple and easy to learn. You can nowadays every software is available online. You can process your queries online. There is no need to install any particular software in order to run the same, because every software is working online. If you just know the basic details about the SQL, you can run your commands uh, online in the compiler. So how that is possible? If you remember, I make you operate those SQL commands in the web designing lab. If you remember, basic commands: select, star, select, drop, alter. These were the basic commands that you have already studied in the web designing and PHP lab. So in the same manner, you can operate it online from anywhere, anytime. So it is very simple and easy to learn. SQL works with database programs like Database 2, Oracle, MSSS, Cbase, MS SQL Server, etc. You can learn any one of the database. It is not possible for us to be perfect in all the softwares that are available in the market related to the database. No, there is no need to dig deep into all the softwares. Otherwise, you will lose your command over any one of them. Because if you try to learn all, you will not be having command over any one of those. So simply choose any one that you are comfortable with, and you will learn all the basic details about all the databases in the same. So it is your choice how you could choose the same, like in which language you are comfortable. If you are comfortable in Oracle, go for Oracle. If you are comfortable in SQL Server, you can go for the SQL Server. So next is, what are the advantages of the SQL? High speed SQL queries can be used to retrieve large amount of records from the database very quickly, very efficiently. Well-defined standards exist. SQL databases use long-established standard. Now, what does standard mean? Standard mean to say, when you are supposed to create the database, you are supposed to create it in a particular structure that is friendly to the organization for which you are working, for which you are creating the database, because that organization will interact with your databases. And if the people who are working in the organization, that organization, or the people who are assessing that database that you are creating for that particular organization, if they do not know what is the structure, how they can retrieve the data, how they can put their queries, then it will lose its meaning. So well established structure is there, because the structure will be defined by the DBA, in which the data could be arranged, and in that fashion the data could be fetched by the people of the organization. So it would be easy for them to communicate with the database. So it is possible if and only if the proper structure is to be followed, or if the proper standard is to be followed. So which is being adopted by ANSI and ISO. That is, non-SQL databases do not stick to any clear standard, and the standards are being followed according to the ANSI and ISO. That is, no coding is required using standard SQL. It is easier to manage database system without having to write the substantial amount of code. Next is emergence of ORDBMS. Previously, SQL databases were synonymous with relational database systems. So with the emergence of object-oriented DBMS, object storage capabilities are extended to the relational database. Actually, this term is beyond your syllabus or beyond your curriculum, because I am discussing here about relational database and RDBMS. RDBMS will we will study about RDBMS in the 5th unit, because at the end I will make you communicate with RDBMS after once you will learn the DBMS. So about this term we will discuss in the end, in the 5th unit. So next is disadvantages of SQL. What are the disadvantages of SQL? First is difficulty in interfacing. It is difficult to interact with. How? Interfacing in an SQL database is complex than adding a few lines of code, because in this you are not supposed to write a code, and you are supposed to write the queries so that you can fetch the database details. So it is saying that interfacing and SQL database is complex, because you are supposed to know the structure, you are supposed to know the hierarchy to which you can ask your queries, how your queries will be processed, and what is the hierarchy that is supposed to be followed in order to fetch your query, if you are supposed to operate any query. So there will be a hierarchy that must be followed, and you are supposed to maintain that hierarchy. You are supposed to go through that hierarchy in order to obtain the end result. So as compared to the code, if we are writing a code, then it would be easy for us to interact with that by writing few lines of code if it is not according to the way we want it to work. So next is, in addition, more features implemented in proprietary way. That is, although SQL databases conform to ANSI and ISO standards, some databases go for proprietary extensions to standard SQL to ensure that vendor lock in. So these are the two disadvantages of SQL. First is difficulty in interfacing. You are supposed to know the structure. More features are implemented in proprietary way, in which there is the I can say hold of the proprietor to operate various functions in the DBMS. So I have discussed basics about, or I can say overview about SQL. If you are having any query about the overview of the DBMS that I have discussed so far, you can ask me. I am giving you the time of 1 to 2 minutes. So moving forward, I am going to discuss about the SQL data types. What type of data that we are supposed to enter in order to retrieve a particular data. So first is big int data type. Next is Boolean data type. Third is character data type. Fourth, decimal data. All the data types that you have already covered in any programming language such as C++, Java. So many programming languages you have already gone through. So these are the same types of data types. I think there is not any exception there. Begin data type, Boolean data type, character data type, decimal data type, double data type, float data type. The next is int data type, small int data type, string data type, timestamp. In order to timestamp is new here. In order to tell the timing, date, time, and place. So these will be used. Next is tiny int data type, small integer, very small integer, varchar data type. So these are all the data types that we will discuss in the sequel. First one is SQL literal. Literal in the layman language mean to say exact meaning without any exaggeration. So the term literal and constant value are synonyms and refer to a fixed data value. Literal means fixed value without any changes. Without any changes. Literal means that the word we use in English, literally. Literally mean to say exactly. So they are synonyms and they are refer to fixed data value. First is numeric literals. Second is string literals, ABCD. String needs to be in the single quotation marks. So there is a condition that is given for the string literals. String needs to be in the single quotation marks. Next is Boolean literals. Boolean, as a name implies, true, either true or false, either 0 or 1. If 0 is true, then 1 is false, or vice versa. Next is timestamps, that are related to the time at which the query is asked or at which the query is responded. Next is null value. Null means 0. So first of all, we are going to talk about the string literal. We are going to talk about the string literal. So in the syntax of the expressions, conditions, SQL functions, SQL statements, in other parts of this reference, that is hello in single quotation mark, then oracle.dbs, that is Oracle is the database with the extension .dbs, it is stored. Next is q, then single quotation mark, then factorial name like percentage dbms underscore percent, then factorial, then it is enclosed in the single quotation marks. Next is q, so she said it's finished. So there are various syntax, expressions, conditions, functions and statements that are given for the reference. So first is numeric literals. Numeric literals, you must use the integer notation to specify an integer whenever integer appear in the expression. Conditions, SQL functions, SQL statements described in the other part of the reference. So this is what the integer type or numeric literals will look like. So this is the example, live example of the numeric literal. You can have a look at it. These are the numeric literals. Plus 6.5 value is given, then decimal 0.5, then minus 1, then again there are the values that are given here. So you can have a look at these, that is integers, conditions, SQL functions. So next is date time literal. You can specify a date value as a string. If you remember, we have studied about date time literal. That is why I am assuming that you know the basic details about the same, because we have studied the date time stamp. There are a lot of data types that have been discussed in your web development class, because I taught you the same subject and I know I have you are having the basic understanding about the same, that what I am discussing today. So date time literals, you can specify a date value as a string literal, or you can convert a character or a numeric value to a date value with the toDate function. And date literals are only the case in which Oracle database accepts a toDate expression in place of a string literal. String literal means string fixed value. toDate means till date, to date, which date, to date expression. To specify a date value as a literal, you must use the Gregorian calendar. You can specify an ANSI literal as shown in this example, that is date. First of all, you are supposed to write the year, then a month, then date. To date, that is 98 December underscore 25, then 1730 timestamp is also given, then pattern of the date is also given, year, month and date, then pattern of the time is also given, hours 24, hours 24, minutes, that is 30. So hours 24, that is 17th hour, 30th minute. So next is timestamp literals. Timestamp 1997, that is again year, then month, then date, then it will be represented like this with the help of the with the help of this this expression. Next, again, you can select the time zone that are given in the database while you are creating any query. Next is types of SQL commands. First is data definition language and data manipulation language, as we discussed in the beginning of the lecture. So simply data definition means to say it is concerned with schema, it is concerned with structure of the database, how the structure will be laid out, how the schema will be there, what are the fields that will be present in the schema, how the data will be related to the another table in the database, how these relationships could be defined, that we will study in the data definition language. And there are various commands that are associated with data definition language. Next is data manipulation language. Now data manipulation is concerned with, as the name implies, manipulation. It means to update the operations, either insert operation, delete operation, or update operation, that is modification operation. We are supposed to update the same as per the requirement of the database. So these could be updated. So next is data definition language. So what is data definition language? What are the various commands that are concerned with data definition language? First is create table. I can create the table by giving the table name. Create table name. Next is create. It is concerned with creating new databases, creating new tables, creating views from the RDBMS, that is Relational Database Management System. Create database, tutorial point, create table, article. You can create, just it is the example that is given here, and create view for the students. Next is drop. To drop the commands, view the tables and databases from the RDBMS. Drop object type. Its syntax is given parallelly. Drop object type, object name. Next, drop database name is tutorial point. Drop table name is article. Drop view for the students. Drop view for the students. So drop is used to drop the particular or drop an existing database from the or drop an existing table from the database. Next is alter, to make changes. Modify the database schema. This command adds an attribute in the relation article with the name subject of the string type. So the alter table name is article, add subject, and its data type is varchar. So these are the examples that are given parallel to the create database, drop database, alter database. Create mean to say to create the database in a to create the table in the database. So it is concerned with creating new databases, tables, and views in the database management system. So the example is given here. Just have a look at this. If you are having any query about the create, you can tell me. Next is drop database. Drop mean to say, as a name implies, to delete the existing database, to drop the commands, views, tables. But you should be very careful in handling the drop command, because once the database, once the entry or once the database is deleted from the database, then it would be difficult to recover the same. So you should be careful with the drop term or drop command. So similarly, its syntax is given here. You can have a look. If you are having any query, you can ask me, because these are the basic terms or basic commands that are associated with DDL. Next is alter, and alter syntax is given here, used to modify the data. So next is tables. What does table means in the database? Table mean to say we are supposed to store the information in the form of the rows and columns in the database. So a relational database. Relation mean to say it is showing the relationship between the two tables, and in database we are showing the relationship between the student and the teacher and the student, and teacher and the administration, student and the administration. There will be so many roles that will be there in an organization, so that we are supposed to define the same. So similarly, they can be defined with the help of the table. Student table is there, teacher table is there, admin table is there. Even there, if there are more entities that could be added to the organization, their tables could be there. If student want to retrieve some academic information regarding table is there. If student want to retrieve any information regarding their fee structure, then that table will be there. If students want to have any query regarding anything related to their academics or related to any activities, then the query table will be there where queries of the students will be handled. So all the tables will be having a relationship between each other, because if there exists a student, if there exists a teacher, then there might be a relationship between the two, because single entity could not work for the organization. Students cannot work for the organization if there are no teachers there who are there for their guidance, who are there to mentor them, who are there to control them. So there is no need for a single entity that is existing in the database, that is student. And there is no role for the teacher as a single entity, because if there are no students to whom teachers are teaching, so relationship could be defined between the tables. A relational database system contains one or more objects called tables. The data or information for the database are stored in these tables. Tables are uniquely identified by their names and are comprised of columns and rows. Next is columns contain the column name, data type, and other attributes for the column, and rows contain the records or the data for the column. Here is the sample table called weather. City, state, high, and low are the column. The rows contain the data for this table. Now you can have a look at this table, whose table name is weather. In this, all the information that is related to the table will be stored. That is, the fields will be, table name is weather, table fields are, fields mean to say the columns, city, state, high, low. Now city is Phoenix, Tucson, Flagstaff, San Diego, and Texas. These will be there. Next is states, Arizona, California, and New Mexico. High, temperature low. So these two terms are defined. So this whole Phoenix, Arizona 10590, this is one record. Tucson, Arizona 10192, this is two records. So all in all, there are five records in the table weather and four attributes. That is, four columns are there. Columns are called attributes, rows are called tuples. So remember this, a table is having its various attributes that are defining the table. So weather, where to define the weather, there are various components that will be used, that is city, state, high, low. So these are the columns that will be used, or these are the fields that will be used to justify the table weather. So in this way, data will be stored in the database. Now how this data will be, uh, you can see this weather table alone is having no meaning. Okay, I can see the information regarding a particular city, and its state, and its high temperature and its low temperature, but how I could define this table to the some, how I could define a relationship between, how I can relate this table to the another table in the database. So I must be having some other details of the weather in deep, so that this relationship could be defined between the two tables. So this is just layman example of the table, how table will be created, how rows will be defined, how columns will be created, and how the data related to the column and the row will be stored in the table. So next is creating table. How to create the table? First is to write the syntax, and second is example parallelly that is given there. So first is syntax, second is example. Create table, table name. Create table, table name. It could be employee. Column name one. One mean to say employee ID. Data type, size, data type, int, char, float, then size, 1, 2, 3 characters. Column name 2, employee name, data type char, size 4 or 10. Column name 3, employee department, then varchar, then we are supposed to define the size and up to so on. So next is create table, that is person ID integer, last name varchar 255 is the limit, first name varchar 255 is the character limit, address varchar 255 is the character limit. Next is city varchar 255 is the character limit. So in this way, this is the syntax and this is the example that is showing the example of how to create the table in the database. And after filling these details, this will be there. Person ID me, last name, it will be represented here. Just wait, have a look. This is not the whole table. Address XYZ, city name XYZ, last name, you can fill it here. So the record will be fetched in this form: person ID, last name, first name, address, and city. So this was the city, this was the first name, this was the last name. Just wait, have a look. Just understand this, the record will be fetched in this way: person ID, then last name, then first name, then address, then city. So in this way, the record of a person will be fetched. So if you are having any query regarding this, then you can ask me. Now how we can insert into a particular table? Insert into table name, then column number 1, column number 2, column number 3, then values, value number 1, value number 2, value number 3. Now we have given the example, we created the table person name, person ID, all these details that we have already filled. So insert into person ID, last name, first name, address, city. The values will be, person ID will be, here it comes 1011. Let's wait. Yes. Let's wait. So this will be the, so here it is, the value is, person ID value is 1011. Just wait. 2 times. Person ID is 1011. Just wait, 1011. Yes, now it is correct. Next, last name is Mehta, last name is Mehta, first name is Kunal, first name is Kunal, address is my address, address is my address, city is Haridwar, city is Haridwar. So in this way, we are inserting the values. First, we are creating the table, then we are inserting the values into the table. So with the help of the values, we are supposed to define the value so that the table could be filled. So in this way, we are supposed to create and define the values, or we are supposed to insert the values into the table. So if you are having any query regarding today's lecture, you can ask me. We will discuss the remaining part in the next lecture, in the upcoming lecture. If you are having any query regarding today's lecture, you can ask me. I am just giving you the brush up about my today's lecture. Structure, what is SQL, overview of the SQL, various commands that I am going to discuss based on DDL and based on DML, that is data definition language and data manipulation language. What are the advantages of SQL, disadvantages of SQL, and then we have discussed various commands, that is how to create a table, how to drop a table, alter command that we have discussed, then how to create a table actually in the practical sense that we have discussed, and how to insert into the table. So this was all about today's lecture that I have discussed so far. If you are having any query regarding same, you can ask me. I am giving you the time of 2 to 3 minutes. Just have a look at all the slides that I have discussed. I am going through the slide one by one. If you are having any query, you can ask me. SQL data types. In addition, we have discussed SQL data types, SQL literals, tables. What are tables? How the tables will be defined? How the tables will be created? Yes, how the tables will be created in the database. Then how we can insert values in the table. So this was all about the today's lecture. These are the references. w3school.com is the link where you can study in detail about the SQL commands, and then there is a book that is given by the Code database book by Code. If you want to have a deep understanding about the database management system, this book is available in the library. You can get it issued and read the same. So next is MCQ part, multiple choice questions. So first question is, what is the full form of SQL? First option is structured query list, structured query language, sample query language, none of these. Second question is, which of the following is not a valid SQL type? First is float, second is numeric, third is decimal, fourth is character. You can tick any one of these. Third is, which of the following is not a DDL command? Truncate, alter, create, update. Next is, which of the following are TCL commands? Commit and rollback, update and truncate, select and insert, grant and revoke. Next is, which statement is used to delete all the rows in a table without having the action logged? First is delete, second is remove, third is drop, fourth is truncate. So these are the 5 questions. Sixth is, SQL views are also known as simple tables, virtual tables, complex tables, or actual tables. Next is, how many primary keys can we can have in a table? Only one, only two, depends on the number of columns, depends on the database administrator. Next is, which data type can store unstructured data in a column? Char, raw, numeric, varchar. Next is, which of the following is not a constraint in SQL? First is primary key, second is not null, third is check, fourth is union. Next and last question is, which of the following is not a valid aggregate function? The options are count, compute, sum, and max. You are supposed to tick any one answer out of the 4 options that are given below under a particular question. So all of you are supposed to do this quiz in the time frame of 10 minutes. I am giving you the time of 5 to 7 minutes. Just have a look and tick the answers. I'm giving you the time of 5 minutes. In addition, if you are having any query about my today's lecture, you can ask me. I am going to give you an assignment about my lectures that I have discussed till date. Just write down one question. Write down first question. First question is, write the correct SQL statement. Write the correct SQL statement to create a new database. To create a new database. Write the correct SQL statement to create a new database called students student BTech 6M. Students BTech 6M. You are supposed to submit me the answer. Next question is, I am just giving you the basic question. Write the correct SQL statement. Write the correct SQL statement to delete a database. To delete a database named students student BTech 6M. BTech 6M. Next, write down. Write the correct SQL statement. Write the correct SQL statement to create a new table. To create a new table called persons. To create a new table called persons. Next is, write the SQL statement. Write the SQL statement to delete a table. To delete a table called called persons. Next, and the last question, add a column of type. Add a column of type date. Add a column of type date and birthday. And birthday. Add a column of type date called birthday. So all of you are supposed to submit me the answers of all the four questions in the next class. So this was all about today's lecture. We will discuss more commands in the next class. So that is the end of the today's lecture. Thank you. Have a nice day.